An empty chair sits at the kitchen table. Morning light slides across cold coffee and a phone that keeps buzzing unread. The hardest cut is not a shout. It is a sibling who saw the struggle and decided to stay still and silent. Not every betrayal looks like an attack. Sometimes it is quiet withdrawal when support is owed. Bonhoeffer argued that failing to act in the face of duty is still failure. Stoicism adds that our judgments and responses are within our control, not another person's indifference. Today we will name this silent betrayal. Stop tying your value to a sibling's response and build simple protocols that restore calm, boundaries, and sovereignty without their apology. Name the wound precisely. Silent betrayal is not a misunderstanding. It is the moral absence that shows up as non-response when care is due. Separate intent from impact. Their reasons may vary, but the outcome in a crisis is a breach. The Stoic move is to control your judgments. Name what is in your power, which is the meaning you assign to their silence, not their behavior. Picture the concrete scene. You text from the emergency room after a car accident. The message reads urgent and clear. Your sibling opens it. The status sits on seen. Hours pass. Then photos of a weekend brunch appear on their feed. No call. No check-in. Use the Bonhoeffer Boundary Protocol. Step 1. Name. Write one sentence that labels the specific absent act. For example, did not call or text back within 24 hours after emergency room message. Keep it clinical and observable. No storylines. No mind reading. Start a silence log. Record the date, the request you made, the context, and the response, latency, or the absence. Add a short note on how you coped. This is not to build a case. It is to measure reality and avoid rewriting it later. Why this matters? Silence is not passive. It shifts cost onto you. You pay in uncertainty, time, and mental bandwidth. Naming the wound precisely is the first move out of that cost. It protects clarity. It prevents circular debates. And it sets up every boundary you will need next. Detect the expectation trap. The trap begins with 2 words. They should. They should call. They should show up. They should understand. Each should adds weight to your chest and hands the keys of your mood to someone else. The Stoic move is a split test. What can I influence and what is outside my control? That single divide ends most rumination loops. Concrete Shen. You get laid off on a Tuesday. You post a short update in the family group chat. Read receipts, blink. No replies. Later you see your sibling is online. A week passes. A meme drops into the thread. No comment on the job. Just a laughing emoji. Your mind writes a script. They do not care. They never did. The loop starts. Run BBP Step 2. Differentiate. Write 2 clean lists. Requests I can make. Expectations I must release. A request might be, please call me today between 7 and 8. An expectation might be, they should know what to say. Keep the language specific and observable. Use the expectation trap meter to score thoughts in real time. Rate each thought from 0 to 3 by controllability. 0 means fully controllable. 3 means fully outside control. Tally at night. Compute a simple weekly average. If the average drops, your mind is exiting the trap. Add one more rule. Stop defending your choices to critics. When you refuse the defense game, you remove their authority to judge your life. That applies at the dinner table and in the chat. You are not silencing your needs. You are redirecting energy toward what moves the needle. Framework: the Bonhoeffer Boundary Protocol, BBP, in 5 steps. This protocol is a power saver. You choose when not to engage, so your energy goes to what matters. Silence here is a tool, not surrender. Use it to protect attention and dignity. Step 1. Name. Write the one-sentence label from earlier. Keep it observable and plain. Example: did not respond within 24 hours after emergency room message. Step 2. Differentiate. Split controllables from uncontrollables. Your requests live on the controllable side. Their reactions do not. Step 3. Decide. Choose the smallest boundary that protects peace. Stop proactive updates. Move sensitive topics to need-to-know channels. Reduce access rather than stage a confrontation. Aim for less friction, not a grand gesture. Step 4. Deliver. State the boundary once, calmly, and without debate. Use a short script. I needed support on this. Going forward, I will not rely on you for crisis updates. No hard feelings. Then stop talking. If questions come, repeat the original line. Do not expand the story. Step 5. Detach. Enforce the boundary without rumination. Mute threads. Disable read receipts if they keep you checking. Decline side conversations that reopen the case. Treat it like any other system's rule. Verification. Track a boundary integrity score daily from 0 to 5. Score 1 point for each action. Restated boundary once. Avoided debate. Shifted updates to neutral channels. Logged rumination minutes. Kept communication neutral in tone. Review the 7-day average. Why it works. Silence used as a boundary is not passive aggression. It is the elimination of unpaid cognitive labor. You are not punishing anyone. You are conserving power and directing it to a life that does not hinge on their response. Indifference as protective power. Indifference is not cruelty. It is the end point of healing, when you stop feeding a loop that never pays you back. The Stoic answer to injury is to be unlike the injurer. You remove their relevance rather than return the blow. Picture the shift after months of one-sided reaching out. You stop initiating. You mute the family thread. You do not chase read receipts. You do not post hints. You stop performing pain for an audience that does not show up. At a family event, you arrive on time and stay present. You greet people with a small smile and a simple, "Good to see you." When your sibling speaks, you answer in brief, clear sentences about logistics only. No history. No temperature check. If a comment lands off-key, you let the silence do the work and turn back to your plate. Your body language is relaxed. Your tone is light. You are cordial and emotionally neutral. Run BBP detach in practice. Mute threads that pull you back into monitoring. Turn off notifications during high-stress windows. Write messages only when a decision or document is needed. No reactive updates. No long explanations. If a debate starts, end with a short line. I am not discussing this. Verification lives in your rumination minutes log. Each night write how many minutes you thought or talked about them. Note the trigger and what you did next. A steady downtrend is success. Your calendar recovers attention. Your mind clears. Why it works. People who relied on your emotional labor lose access to it. Your silence becomes a clean boundary that restores sovereignty. You are not cold. You are simply done renting out your peace. The moral lens, responsibility versus excuses. Begin with the moral frame. When help is owed and absent, the failure to act is still a choice. That is a moral breach, not a scheduling miss. Now pivot to what you control. You cannot force wisdom. You can protect your character and your peace. Concrete Shen. After the crisis, your sibling shrugs and says, I did not know what to say. That is an explanation. It is not exoneration. Needs meet action. In emergencies, people do not require perfect words. They require presence. A call or a ride. Use BBP. Decide to set the smallest rule that keeps you safe. Define minimal viable support for next time. Example. If I label a message urgent, please call within 24 hours. If I say I am at the hospital, please text for an update within 1 hour. Keep the rules simple and observable. No mind reading. No long speeches. You are outlining the minimum standard for access to your energy. Write the minimal support checklist in your silence log. List each rule and a checkbox for each instance. When the rule is met, mark it. When the rule is missed, mark it. If a rule is missed twice, the boundary escalates. That might mean no crisis updates to this person, or moving all logistics to a group email, or declining favors that depend on reliability. This lens does not invite revenge. It restores order. Forgiveness is for freedom. You release the emotional lease they hold on your mind. You stop rehearsing the injury. You let indifference grow where resentment once lived. And your conduct stays clean, even if theirs does not. Replace rumination with build mode. Stop monitoring their absence and build something that does not need their approval. Treat the hurt like fuel. The game is simple. Every minute you spend replaying the silence must buy a minute of forward motion. Concrete scene. You catch yourself scrolling the group chat and rereading the lack of replies. Close the thread. Open a task that moves your life. Enroll in a certification. Draft a lean resume. Book 2 short calls with people who can refer you. Send 1 direct message that invites coffee. If trust is the wound, invest in 2 friendships that already show up. Set a standing walk with a neighbor. Host a simple dinner. Keep the table small. Run a weekly reallocation hour. First, log rumination minutes for the last day. Note the exact triggers and the time you lost. Then assign 1 build task for every 10 minutes lost. 10 minutes buys 10 minutes. If you ruminated for 40 minutes, build for 40. Break the work into tiny units. 10 minutes on a course module. 10 minutes on 1 application. 10 minutes on a training plan. 10 minutes on outreach. Verification is your reallocation ratio. Add up build minutes and divide by rumination minutes. Aim for at least 1.0 by week 2, and keep climbing after that. Record the ratio at night in the same place you log your sleep and steps. Why it works. Attention compounds like money. When you place attention into skills, roles, and real relationships, indifference arrives on its own. Success without their access is a natural consequence. Your life becomes vivid. Their silence becomes background noise. Speak less. Mean more. Strategic silence is not avoidance. It is a choice to protect dignity and keep the temperature low. Not every truth serves the moment. The game is to say less and mean more. Picture a crowded kitchen after dinner. A relative leans in and asks, "So did your sibling even help?" You feel the surge. You keep your voice level. "I am handling what I need." Then you pivot. You ask, "How was your week?" You redirect the current. You do not supply details for gossip. No postmortem. No second sentence that invites debate. Run, BBP, deliver. Prepare one short neutral line for common prods and stick to it. "I am not discussing that. I have what I need." We are keeping it simple. Speak slowly. Keep eye contact soft. If the person presses, repeat the same line once. Then change the subject to weather or logistics. If they keep pressing, excuse yourself to refill a glass or check on the kids. Silence here is a boundary, not a sulk. Use the post-event peace check to verify results. Within 24 hours, rate your piece from 0 to 10. Record what you said and how long the conversation lasted. Aim for a 7 or higher after using the neutral script. If the score drops, tighten the line next time and shorten exposure by leaving 5 minutes earlier. Why this works? You refuse unpaid storytelling that turns your life into family theater. You keep control of your narrative. The room settles because you do not feed the drama. Forgive for closure, not for reunion. Forgiveness here is a door that closes. It does not require a reunion or a long talk. The point is to sever the last psychic tie so your mind can breathe again. The Stoic target is simple. Release bitterness and reclaim your attention. Indifference will follow because you will stop feeding the wound. Picture the moment months later. A casual text arrives. "Hey, how are you?" You reply with a short, friendly line. "Doing well and busy this week. Hope you are well." You do not offer an opening. No recap of the past. No invitation to rework the story. You are cordial and unavailable and at peace. Run, BBP, detach, plus forgive. Open your journal and write one paragraph that states the new frame. Their silence reflected them, not my value. Add 2 sentences about what you learned and what you will do differently. Keep it factual and brief. This is not a letter to send. It is an internal release. Verify with the emotional charge test. Set a timer for 60 seconds. Recall the event in detail. The message left on scene. The empty chair at the table. Rate anger and sadness from 0 to 10. Log the numbers. Repeat weekly. A steady decline shows that the tie is dissolving. Set a clear line in the sand. You are not minimizing harm. You are ending its residency in your life. If contact resumes, you maintain the boundaries you built. Logistics only. No crisis updates. No relitigation. Forgiveness is the final clean-up pass on your own side of the street. When you finish it, you will find that quiet has more to say than any argument ever did. Stoicism means pretending not to care when family hurts you. Reality. Stoicism is not suppression or passivity. It is discipline in judgment and speech. You label what happened, set a boundary, and choose the smallest effective response. You do not perform pain for approval. You do not debate for closure. You decide where your attention goes and keep it there. Strategic silence is a tool that prevents escalation and protects dignity. It is power, not avoidance. When words would only reopen the wound. It keeps your sovereignty intact when others refuse to step up. Observation. The deeper cut often lands when a sibling stays silent while the room fills with alarms. The next useful move is to shrink the scope of reliance and let numbers guide it. One boundary that changes outcomes is logistics only during crises. A quiet signal of real forgiveness is noticing empty mental replays and choosing sleep instead. The Empty Chair Challenge. Day 1 and 2. Write the one-sentence wound per BBP. Step 1. Map controllables and uncontrollables per Step 2. Day 3. Draft and deliver one neutral boundary sentence per. Step 4. Day 4 through 6. Run a daily reallocation hour. Log rumination minutes and build minutes. Compute the reallocation ratio. Day 7. Run the emotional charge test from 0 to 10 and the boundary integrity score from 0 to 5. Record numbers in one page. Goal. Ratio at or above 1.0 and charge down by at least 2 points from day 1 baseline. Your sibling's silence was loud. Your response can be louder without a word. Use the BBP once this week. Track your numbers and reclaim your peace. If this helped, share it with someone stuck in the expectation trap. And comment, "I choose my peace to join the experiment." Then start today. Invite one friend to join.